Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
Welcome to Purple and Gold Mines game reaction. This is after the Game 5 loss. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. If you do please like, share, and subscribe. And we are a growing platform. We do talk Laker content. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything, about being honest. But enough said. Again, Purple and Gold Mines is more than just one mind. Again, I am here with the whole crew. Well, not entirely the whole crew, but we got Zen, Born Rebel, Rebel he is, KB, and Playoff Mode. Again, Playoff Mode is engaged. So, yeah. Were the Lakers engaged playoff mode? Did they portray? Were they in playoff mode, or were they in tired legs? Were like we were discussing this before we were recording this, but yeah, it was a shitty quote unquote from LeBron played like shit. So
Yeah.
let's just go from there. Honestly, I want to take KB's point first because I haven't heard from him. KB, again, for those who don't understand, he is actually a coach. So he does coach kids and whatnot. So he knows more of the X's and O's than most of us. But I just wanted to take your point of view, man. What do you think about tonight's game? Oh,
Um,
wait. Sorry. Not tonight's game. Tonight's L loss. So go ahead.
well, if we're looking at it, tired legs is basically the theme of today's loss, last game. We it didn't even it looked like we were in it, but then it didn't because you can definitely see how Memphis really
Yeah.
wanted it. We're at their house, they had the crowd on their side.
Yeah.
Their shots were going down. Bane was on a tear again. Ja was doing his thing, finishing at the rim. But yeah, looking at the game from totality wise, like I think me and Playoff had a conversation in the chat, and I was just letting him know like third quarter when you see LeBron just sitting in the corner doing nothing, not even being engaged on offense, that's how you know it's a wrap. So I called it. I said Lakers in six, and we're going back home to play for six. But this is being recorded, so anybody can go ahead and at me if they want to. Um, I I'm not even sure about game six. That's how pissed off I am with this team. The thing that we have to look at it as the Lakers are not that good enough of a team to where we feel like we can switch it on and switch it off. We either come with it or we don't. So that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, for all those who don't know, like we do have a playback for PGM, and one of the things that we were saying was the LeBron James has a switch, and he has like le slow, le medium, le goat, and today it was le home because he was he was
Hmm.
it was uh, again like he did hustle here and there, but he picked in spots. But that barrage of threes, like he was shocking them, like he was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna go to the paint. I'm not gonna go to the post. I'm just gonna shut. I'm just because I'm just gonna shoot three." So yeah, playoff. Do you agree with that point? You don't. What's your take, man,
I
on
think it was a
tonight's
little bit
L?
of I think it was a little bit of both. And like KB said, we talked about this earlier, but I think clearly, a true sign if you've been watching LeBron over the course of his career, a sign that LeBron is tired and not and settling is taking long jumpers, specifically long three
Yep.
pointers. And so even I said I think in the space I said this was a concern was that the half court offense in the fourth quarter of that game of game four, it was nasty. They weren't running anything, just dribbling out the clock. Um, it was nasty, and I think LeBron was like 1 for 8 or 1 for 9 from three, and it's really starting to become a point of concern because he shot just as bad tonight from three, and um,
So I think he was tired, obviously, based on what happened in the previous game. But I also feel like it was just a bad game on his part. I mean, he said he played shitty. Like, I don't think the turnovers have anything to do with him being tired. I just think that it was a bad game, and it happens. I do expect him to come out and be a lot better in Game 6. Um, but and I was one of those people like when we didn't win Game 2. I was like, oh, it's no big deal. We got the split. You know, we'll be fine. And I do think ultimately the Lakers will win the series, but when you trick off games, that's what happens. Like when you and give credit to the Grizzlies, they're potentially depending on who you talk to, they're better when Ja isn't playing. They don't really skip a beat when he's out. Now with the talent that the Lakers have on the team, Game 2 was a very winnable game. They didn't take advantage of the opportunity that they had. And you can hypothetically say that they do win Game 2, maybe it's a sweep. Um, the dangerous thing now is that Bane is now in a rhythm. He's gone for 32 games in a row. Ja's hitting 3 pointers. He feels confident pulling up for that three, and we're going under on the pick and roll now. So that's a little scary. The team's not going away. King said that he guaranteed we were gonna win by 20, and I'm like, you know,
Oh, King. Oh, King.
the,
Yeah. That
Don't
did
get me
not
started
age.
on King. Don't get
That
me
did
started on
not age
King.
very well.
I'm gonna talk to King tomorrow about that.
and
So
I
Well,
told him
well, make sure before you talk to him, make sure his Twitter Avi is changed.
and
Yeah.
I told him, this is a very young, resilient team. They're not afraid of anyone. Um, and to a certain degree, I think their immaturity kind of helps them because I think
mhm.
most teams after like we should have lost Game 4, like no doubt about it. We should have lost Game 4. LeBron came up big, at the end of the fourth quarter, and we were able to pull it out in overtime. But it's a game that we definitely should have lost, and I think most teams wouldn't have been able to recover from that kind of loss. But the Grizzlies being young, hungry, and not really knowing any better, they're just going to come out and fight and fight and fight. And so now I think that's kind of what we saw tonight. I think kind of another scary kind of trend that I'm seeing is that I think over the last 4 games, and I'll have to double check this, the team has shot um, less than 30% from three. And LeBron plays a big role in that based on how many he's taking. But I do feel like hopefully, with some changes, I'm sure we'll get into those talking points. But hopefully, with some changes, we can get some more stability out there as far as shooting from the perimeter, and hopefully bring it home in the next game. So
Yep. I mean, uh,
Gotta
let's see.
agree. Gotta agree.
Yeah. No. There's a lot to agree with that. Zen, do you agree with what Playoff and KB said? Do you have a different take? What's your what's
Well,
your feel, man?
so here's the thing. Um, LeBron James is old. Plain and simple. Like he in the world of sports, 38 years old is considered old. In the world of sports, being in your 20th season is old. In the world of sports, um, preparing yourself to possibly be teammates with your son in what, a year and a half is considered old. So the thing is, um, and that's okay. LeBron James as an old man is better than any other NBA player has ever been as an old man. But look, the other night we had the recap after Game 4. I said, guys, I don't feel good about Game 5. LeBron played 45 minutes the other night. He also was the one that had to be our energy in the fourth quarter and overtime. And it's one of those things where it's like when he plays 45 minutes, yes, we got the win in game 4, but at what cost?
Mm-hmm.
We had what one we only had one full day off, and that
Good
was end
point.
up being the travel day most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this game 5, he looked every bit of 38 years old. Um,
Yeah.
LeBron James, was it? He has scored the most playoff points. He has probably played in the most playoff games. He knows the importance of a closeout game. So for him to play that way in a closeout game, knowing the stakes, knowing that, yo, if this team goes back to LA and take that game 6, oh man, we got to be back here for game 7. He knows the ramifications. So for him to play like that, I'm not holding it against him because
Mm.
at some point there's going to be a decline. Um, where where I have an issue with is, okay, if the old man doesn't have it tonight, who is going to be there to lift up the team? And that's the issue that we have. So you look, folks that know PGM, you know where I'm going to go with this. Anthony Marshawn Davis. Now, yes, he had 31 points. I believe he had 18, 19 rebounds. Statistically, he had a great game. Statistically, he had a great game according to the box score. But then my thing is, it's like, okay, out of those stats, can you give me a 2-minute stretch where you said, oh shit, AD's taking over the game. Oh shit, AD hit that bucket when we needed it. Oh shit, AD is like giving us momentum. Yeah. At no point did AD grab the star and was invincible. At no point. And in Mario, that star, you only have that star for about 45 seconds. There was not a 45-second stretch where AD looked like, oh crap, okay, AD got this.
Oh,
I
That
looked at
song just
AD
hurts more and more because we lost, bro. Like for real.
because of the context. I'm telling you, because of the context.
yeah.
Look, I looked at AD. Look, and this game is not just on AD. Um, but I looked at AD. He refused. There's no Brandon Clark. There's no Steven Adams. Triple J got into foul trouble. And AD still refuses to post up. Every time he gets the ball, he pivots so he can face the basket to shoot a jumper. He was like tapping into his inner guard tonight. Um D'Angelo Russell, D'Angelo Russell, I didn't like his play. Um, you know, the
Man.
Beasley can't shoot for shit. He's a one-dimensional player. If he doesn't make threes, he has no purpose. It was a frustrating game all around. I'm not surprised by the results. I think we overly exhausted ourselves in game 4. But one thing about this game, and I'm gonna let and we keep the conversation going. It just makes me think how much we really dropped the ball in game 2 when there was no John Morant and we couldn't pull that off. Because this Grizzlies team do not quit, but it would have been messed up for their psyche to lose the first 2 games at home and go to Los Angeles down 0-2. We dropped the ball there. So yeah, it's a frustrating game, but honestly, it's not surprising.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that's the
go ahead,
playoff.
Tommy.
No, go ahead, man.
No, you and I were talking in the watch party, and I said it was a quiet 31. I wasn't really sure how many points he had scored.
Mhm.
And I feel like would I have been more in tune with what he was scoring if the game was closer? I don't know. Who knows? But um, I feel like the offense has just kind of been off since game 1. Game 1 was really I mean, we were all happy, and we had what, almost 5 players hit 20 plus. I think D'Lo was the
Yeah,
only
we
one.
had four. We had four in the 20s, and D'Lo had 19.
Yeah, so I mean, we were all gung ho and happy about what we saw, and the offense just hasn't really looked the same since game one. Obviously, AD had a bad game two and a bad game four, uh, but it's like they just haven't really been clicking on offense. And the Grizzlies are a good defensive team. Like and I feel like the Warriors will be a challenge if we do end up playing them in the second round. But I think that the Grizzlies probably give AD and LeBron the most issues defensively, just kind of based on the length that they have. Them deciding to put Xavier Tillman on LeBron, Triple J just kind of floating out there, being able to challenge at the rim. Um, like you said, we've had the D'Lo conversation has been frequent, but we
Yeah.
got to get with him expecting to get a new contract in the off season. And I've said this before. It's like we have to have a baseline of what we're expecting on a night to night basis, and you just don't really like. I felt like he floated in the first half, and then he comes out in the second half, and what did he hit? Like, was it two or three threes? Almost
Yeah.
like what he did in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But if you look at his stat line, let me see if I can pull it up here.
Oh, you mean D'Lo's?
Yeah, D'Lo's.
D'Lo, he had 4, 11, 2 of
11
5.
and 10. 11 and 10.
11 and 10 assists. Yeah, 11 and 10 assists. 4 of 11, 2 of 5 from 3-point line, 1 and 2 from free throws, and only 1 turnover. LeBron James in this game had a game high, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, game high of 5 turnovers.
Yeah, and
Again,
with Zen, like I definitely understand your point about him being tired. I think the signs are there that he's tired, but I don't think him being tired has anything to do with 5 turnovers, especially the way those turnovers kind of looked.
This is
But
where I disagree with you, Tom. This is where I disagree with you, playoff mode. It's part when you're tired, those passes has less velocity on them, and it's like I give it to tired. I give it to tired because it's just like um you lose speed with your feet, you lose speed with your passes. Like how many passes with LeBron? How many passes since the play-in game LeBron has made and it got intercepted? And to me, it's just like it's less velocity.
well, I mean, there've been several of those. I can't really count off the top of my head how many were passes versus. Like I felt like I saw a bunch tonight or a couple tonight where he was driving to the basket and he just like lost, lost the ball and it went out of bounds as he
Right.
was trying to make a move to the basket. But and like you said, there's plenty of blame to go around. But I feel like um, it was a 1 point game in the third quarter, and I
Yep.
felt like I was actually going to tweet it out. I was like, if they get the lead, they're not going to give it up. If we could just get the lead,
Mhm.
and we were 1 point away, Ham decides to bench AD or get AD some rest for whatever reason. I don't know why his minutes aren't being matched up with Triple J's, whatever. But he sits and all hell breaks loose. I think they go on a 7-0 run as soon as he sits down. And not only going on the run, but then he immediately tries to reinsert him back into the game, which
Too late. Yep.
it's like, why would you even sit him in the first place when we're right there on the verge of taking the lead in this game, a game where we've had to claw and fight back. So I feel like the decision by Ham there, and Ham catches a lot of flack on the timeline, but I think we finally reached the point. I mean, we did see a Winion sighting, thank God tonight. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, we're getting nothing from Schroeder, we're getting nothing from Beasley, and we're getting nothing from Troy Brown Jr. And
Yeah.
if you look at the plus minuses, like the plus minus for each, like the benches, those bench minutes, that's what lost us the game. If you want to look at it from a realistic perspective, or I'll say it played a giant role in the loss. So
Yeah. I mean, damn. Yeah. It's. Here's the thing: LeBron James being old. I agree with Zen. He's old. 38 is again like there's context here, and I kind of miss King, but here's the thing: context matters, and he's popped a tendon, he's missed games, and there is no history. Not like we are in new territory. So when people say like, "Oh no, LeBron's gonna have a great game," I hope he does have a great game. I'm rooting for him because again, he's in my team. But when we go off basis to what like when has he been hurt this much? Run through the entire season as he was, come back and be in this situation where he's being asked to go both on the defensive end and the offensive end. Because it's not like in the defensive end he's being the cone. He's actually rebounding. He's actually hustling. So again, like you're gonna gas him regardless of the fact. So now it's a team win because we haven't had a dominant AD game where he's taking over. It's like wow, like you just stay away from that guy. We haven't had a LeBron game where it's like stay away from that guy because I don't consider Game 4 to be that game. It's an amazing feat to have like 2020, 20 plus points, 20 rebounds. That's amazing feat. But again, it's not a dominant performance where he's like, I took over the game, I sealed it. And you could say he sealed it, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's always been a collective. It's always been like D'Lo shooting timely threes, Austin Reeves providing some offense, Dennis Schroeder providing some offense, Rui. Like go back to that game one. Rui had how many? 29. Yeah. Austin Reeves had how many? Like again, go back to that game. Like people don't understand this sometimes, and when I'm looking at the timeline, it's like they have Braun Google eyes. Or like it's just the lens is so thick where I'm like, yo, and this is actually for the Laker fans as well. Like, hey, don't disrespect Memphis. They are younger and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, which is out hustle us, out rebound us, and just I mean the rebound battle is close. If not, we're edging them by what 2 or 3. The point paints, like they have the edge in this one. They were determined to go in the paint. The 3-point discrepancy, we shot what? We technically shot, if I'm not mistaken, for this game and team stats, we shot a total so we shot 39 attempts, they shot 40. So one difference. They made 4 more.
Mm-hmm.
Make that make sense. They made 4 more threes, yet we attempted in our wins, we didn't have them that many attempts. We were chucking threes like crazy. We weren't going to the paint. We weren't being aggressive. Again, and this is a little sprinkle of reality for Laker fans and understand it. And I can get flamed by this. I can whatever. I don't care because sometimes they can't hear this. The number one reason why we are here is because we were in playoff mode since what? January? Since when?
Yeah,
a 2-10 is not easy.
Deadline. Yeah, trade deadline.
And again, we're paying the price now. And if a one game in between travel is so much to overcome and we are dead tired in legs, what do you think that's going to do if we ever advance? If we advance, is it going to be better in game 6? Is it going to be better in game 7? No.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Tony.
Go ahead.
Um, do y'all and I guess I'll ask everybody. Do you all put a certain, I think we're all in agreement that there's clear signs that LeBron's legs are not fully there. So, with that being the case, do you think Ham's decision to play him and Rui as our defensive back line in that second unit, do y'all think that that helps or hurts?
So
That hurts. It hurts
that
us
hurts, but
because
I understand
yeah.
where he's going. Go ahead, KB. Sorry, I'm
No,
talking too
I
much.
I was just gonna say I think it hurts us because let's say in the beginning of the game, right? Um, he has AD. That's his back line. So now when he subs out and AD subs out, he subs back in with the second unit. Now you're now you're saying, LeBron, we need you to be the quarterback of the defense, and then we need you to run the offense too. So on top of that, you're going to get him even more tired. So, and I'm not gonna call, I mean, we all know he's 38. We know this. But if we're just basing it off of tonight's game, one, the 45 minutes, two, the travel time, and three, we can, I mean, you guys can say, oh yeah, got treatment. Bullshit. He got treatment. Okay, cool. He got treatment. That doesn't do anything for him. He needs at least, if he plays overtime games, he needs at least 2 days, 2 full days of rest, then treatment. So about a total of 4 days. So with LeBron, that's what I've seen. And same thing like Tony said, we've been on playoff push since the trade deadline, and we don't have that team. It's a lack of chemistry and also chemistry, continuity, and it was dead legs. Like when we chuck up 40 plus threes, yeah, that's dead legs, and that's just we don't want to play defense
Yeah, I don't think Ham is doing LeBron any favors
at all.
by having him anchor our second unit defensively. Um,
Hmm.
and also too, I think we reached the point a long time ago. It's so funny because it's like if we win the game tonight, one of the stories is how great Rui has played. Coming off the bench, especially at the very beginning of the series, the first three games.
Yeah.
But like Vando played 17 minutes tonight, I think, and or 18. Rui
Randall
played.
played 21.
He did.
Huh. Jeez.
Rui
Yeah.
played. So here's the problem with Rui though, and
Mhm.
Vando, and I think this is the predicament that Darvin Ham's facing is which center do you use? And let's assume we use Bamba, right?
Mhm.
So you have Bamba, then let's say you have LeBron. LeBron is, in my opinion, he cannot play three. You
No, he
cannot
can't.
have him.
No.
You cannot have him on Desmond Bain. You cannot have him you cannot have him on Desmond Bain. Period. Because
Mm.
Desmond Bain, LeBron's gonna get lost on, he's not gonna chase.
Mm.
Period.
Yeah.
And what Desmond Bain does is basically everything is off curls, off screens. So you can't have him there. So you kind of have to have them on Jared Jackson. You kind of have to have him on Tillman. You kind of have to have him and careful with Aldama because, but again, now where do you put Rui? You put him in the three. You put him the thing here is you shouldn't be playing LeBron. That's the key. You take out LeBron completely, you put in Rui, and it kind of fixes some of the discrepancy here because you're trying to fit LeBron to a designated power forward, and then you're trying to make him or Rui center. And that combination doesn't work because you're not having a true center. But then Bamba's not a defensive anchor either.
No.
So, and Wenyan, as we see, he has hustle, but he's not a defensive anchor either. So I kind of get his predicament when it comes to, especially with Memphis, because here's the thing: this could change drastically once we go. If we go to the next series, but
Yeah.
right now in Memphis, it's creating a problem because we're forcing LeBron to play defense, and that's just cake for Memphis because come claim game, quarter 3 or 4, he's
Mm.
gassed. He's literally just ball watching. you know,
Ball watching, not getting back on defense, complaining about fouls that aren't even fouls, and
and
yeah,
and here's the thing: we're also over. In my opinion, we're overusing Austin. Like I don't, and I think everybody's hurt in this team. I
yeah.
don't think nobody is. It's unless you're Max Christie or like I think
Um,
everybody is quote unquote banged up.
oh yeah.
Well,
So
Tony, you
what's
used the
up?
word you said the word everyone, like, hurt, banged up,
Oh
and
boy,
we have this, we've been on here for a minute, and we have yet to address the elephant in the room, Mr. John Morant. He
oh
missed
yeah,
he hurt his hand in the first game. He missed game two. We lost that one. Um, it seemed like he figured his hand out. He figured. It seems like okay. He figured out his pain tolerance, what he can do. Because we saw when he got back for game three, like the first half, it looked like he had to relearn how to dribble. Now he what did he drop tonight? What 31
Yeah,
something like that.
he's full steam ahead.
31.
Yeah,
So it seems like he's only getting better as the series goes on. And it's just like we didn't put them down when they were wounded. Now the target is on us. So that's someone who I'm concerned about. Like Jaws back.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
That was one of the dangerous. The game was in hand, obviously, in in last game four. But I mean, Ja putting up what he scored 22 straight or something like that. And,
he
Yeah.
scored 22 straight. Yeah,
and you know, like I said, the game was in hand. We won. That's great. But I'm sorry, not. I guess that was what was that
game
game?
three.
That was game three. Yeah.
That was game three.
Um,
Game four was to the wire overtime. So
yeah.
yeah,
Um, so that's the dangerous thing about those games, even when you have them in hand, allowing now Ja's fully in rhythm. He's put up 30
yeah.
and back to back games now. And I think he did anyway. I think he put up 30 in game four. I could be wrong. But um
No, he didn't put 30 in game four. He actually put 19 or something.
okay,
It was a low number. It was actually Bane who went crazy.
gotcha. Yeah, sorry, my
Yeah,
mistake. But
yeah.
no, I mean, like Zim was saying, they're in a rhythm, and especially Bane and Ja, and they
Hmm.
make that offense go. And now we find, regardless of whether you said you thought the Lakers were going to win at five or Lakers were going to win at six, we missed a great opportunity to put them away. And with a young team like this, with a young, hungry team, they're not
Mhm.
going to go away themselves. You gotta step on their throats and take them out.
Yep.
And
And the point is
Yep.
keeping that pressure added.
mhm,
We can't let it up. It's like it's the best example we had was what game was that when we were like damn near close to 30 points. Um, you can't give a team wiggle room. If you're
yeah,
going to kill them, you shoot them dead. You just don't let them get back up. You just you know what I mean. Don't shoot them to wound
Metaphorically,
them.
but yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
You can't wound them.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's close with this. Um, game six at home. Quick take. Who do you have winning and by how much? And basically, who would be the X factor for that game? Let's go to KB.
you you really want me to go first? Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, I
There's
start with the
two.
spicy and then the non spicy.
There's two scenarios.
Go
Now, if
ahead.
we come ready and prepared, we win
Yeah.
by 5-6. If we act like how we did when we were all up them, we're up a huge lead and let them come back, we lose game six, and then we go to game seven, and that is going to be all up in the air. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we have the potential, like I said, to win game six, but we this team, we have spurts. I think I forgot who said it. We have spurts when we're really, really good, but then we come. It's like we once we
We
just go ahead and
crumble. We crumble.
yep, we start to feel ourselves, or we start to
Yeah.
think we're the shit, and then we literally literally look like the worst team in the NBA. We just can't do that. So I think Game
Yep.
6, if we're going towards more positive side, LeBron James pissed off. He looked pissed off in the presser. He looked pissed off when we lost.
Mm-hmm.
We take care of business and we win by 5.
Playoff.
Um, I believe this is true dating back to the 2020 playoff run, but I don't think LeBron and AD have lost back-to-back games playing together for the Lakers.
That's true. That's a fact.
Healthy. Yes, they've never, because once they lost double, that was the Suns,
Yeah,
and that was actually AD was down by that point. So
gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it sucks to. I would have loved for them to put it away in Game 5, but they didn't. So now you got to come back home, rest up, and be ready for Game 6. Like KB said, if they play with their food, then it's going to come down to the wire, and it'll be a toss up. And you don't really know which way it could go. If they come out focused, with the proper intensity, then I think they have a chance to win by 10 or more. I think it'll be close, but then I think they'll pull away towards the end of the game. So I expect a bounce back game from Bron. I mean, Bron has been here before. I mean, he's come up big moment after moment. I feel like he'll rise to the occasion. I just hope the rest of the team is prepared to do the same. As far as X factors go, I mean, I don't know. It's tough because I don't really know what Ham is considering as far as changes to the rotations, and I hope it does. I hope he doesn't go too far left, in the opposite direction.
he won't.
No, I think it'll
He
stay the same
won't.
rotation. And my
He'll
X
say,
factor.
yeah.
No, I
What's
was
your
gonna
X
say
factor?
my X factor is going to be Beasley. I think he hits at least 4 threes in the Game 6.
Well, he has to receive the ball for that, so I doubt
He
it.
will. He'll get it. Trust me. He'll get it.
All right.
Um,
Playoff. Who's your X factor?
oh man, my X factor.
You can pick one, and tomorrow in the space we can change it up.
I think Schroeder. I think Schroeder has a big game. I think Schroeder has a big game.
That's a good pick. That's
Yeah.
a good pick, especially today. He had 0 points.
Yeah.
Played his
Like,
ass to the bench.
That is,
Yes, he did.
again, he had a resurgence of the 2021 series. Yikes! That's rough. That's 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound. 0-2, 0-1. 19 minutes of 0 production.
Yeah.
I mean, he produced, but it's not. You kind of need a bit more. So,
for sure. I mean, he's supposed to be leading our second unit. So
he's not
supposed to
in the
be.
second unit.
Supposed to be, and doing it is 2 different
exactly.
things.
Yeah, he's not. He's not clearly. Yeah.
Yeah. Zen. How's yours, man?
Look, my X factor. This has to be the AD game. This has to be the AD game. This has to be the. I want to see 38. Look. Giannis, even though it was in a loss, Giannis just had a stat line of 38 and 20. I need a 38 and 20 because look. Well, what I would like to see in this Game 6, I want us to see us win convincingly by like 15. I want to see LeBron being able to sit down the last 5-6 minutes of the fourth quarter. Look, I know we haven't seen it, but this is but here's the thing. It's because if we win, whatever happens on Friday, we have a game on Sunday. So now we have the issue once again of okay, one day off and another in a game on Sunday. Now is that Sunday game going to be Game 7 versus the Grizzlies in Memphis, or is that going to be Game 1 in San Francisco? Either way, we're gonna be in hostile territory on Sunday. So the thing is, AD, you gotta carry us. Let LeBron be able to get a few extra minutes of rest so he can be as close to his best on Sunday. Because whatever happens on Friday, Sunday is going to be a battle.
So
We
you're
don't know
assuming
who it's going to be.
so you're assuming Golden State's going to put Sacramento away on Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way that
E40's
they the way that
E40
yeah. Now go keep going, Zen.
E40 is going to sing the national anthem. Yeah.
And the way
Yeah.
that they put him away, the way they put him away in Sacramento, I think that was a blow.
It's
Oh, for
That
nasty.
was a blow.
Yeah, for sure.
That was
It's
a blow.
nasty.
For sure.
So I'll end it with this. Game 6. LeBron, I remember LeBron game 6 where he was down and he turned it up to the point where it was just an amazing kind of career defining moment.
Mm.
What I don't want to happen with a game 6 at home is give Memphis the breath to do exactly that to LeBron. So I don't want Ja, I don't want Bane, I don't want even a Luke Kennard game to happen.
Actually, Luke Kennard might actually be out with that shoulder.
Oh, the
injury.
shoulder. Yeah.
I heard it's his
Hopefully-
finger, and I heard that he said that he thinks he'll be okay. Obviously, we don't know, but
We don't know, but yeah, I mean, people get injured by their right hand, their shooting hand, and they start flamethrower. So
That's true.
I
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I at this point, if they wear their jersey, they're active and they're on the floor, you assume that they're healthy.
yeah.
Right.
And the here's the thing, the X factor for tomorrow, for Friday's game, it's and I hate to say this, but I'll say the role players. I'm not gonna say stars. I'm just gonna say role players.
Which ones?
Okay, let me emphasize with this.
Because there's never more than 2 of them that shows up in a game.
That's why I
okay,
said
well
Beasley's the
that's
X
fine.
factor.
That's
Yeah.
fine, but that's the thing here.
D'Lo.
When have we won
Mm,
when it's solely AD? When
That's
have
true.
we won that is solely
is-
LeBron?
Not
That's
since
true.
December. Not since
That's
December.
true. That's see.
So
that don't even. Yeah.
how am I going to say here, stated
Mm.
here in YouTube, to say like, hey, LeBron's gonna win us this game, AD's gonna win us this game? It's not gonna happen. So now you're relying on Austin Reeves, on Dennis, on Beasley, on Rui, on I don't even know what Russell is right now, because he's basically acting like a role player, but he's technically want star money. So you
Right.
better buck up and you better literally have a statement game. Like here's the thing: if you start shooting threes and you start hitting them like you're doing, then hey, we have a shot. But this team has won 3 out of their 2. Like they won 3 games as team, a team win. There's no statement, and LeBron even said it in his presser. Like LeBron has a good game, AD has a bad game, AD has a good game, LeBron has a bad game. Like they haven't combined it yet. And maybe game 6 is that game. I would like that very much. But right now, what I'm seeing, the momentum is on Memphis' side. Memphis has house money.
Yep.
Think about it that way.
Yep.
They have nothing to lose. They're going to give their best shot. And if they come short, they're like, well, shit. That's the thing about them. They're so immature. They don't know better.
Mhm.
They don't know better. That's the
worst
thing. That's
part-
why they're dangerous.
Right, and the worst part about it is if we go to Game 7, it's at their house.
Yep.
So
It's
why
it's at their house, and
that's why I'm worried.
I
I
need
don't trust this. I don't trust this team. I don't trust the Lakers.
No, you can't.
I need
know-
D'Lo to stop over dribbling
No, yeah.
and get to the rim. Like
Mhm.
you're trying to do all this
But
stuff,
he's
and it's
never.
like,
That's his game, though.
I get it.
That's the same
I
thing
get
in
it.
Minnesota. The
I
same
get it.
thing in Brooklyn. Like it's just, and even freaking Golden
Well-
State. He's just.
Well, if
That's his style.
if that's his style, then another hot take is this: we have to think about he's not our point guard for the future.
I'll
he's
cross
already
that bridge.
said he's not a point guard.
He's
see what I
he's
mean?
a basketball
He can-
player.
That's
He's
what
a
I'm saying.
basketball player.
So, I mean, if anything, we have to start looking at those options. But he's with us; it's the playoffs, so Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But
Yo,
in order for us to have I'll say this: in order
yeah,
for us to have a successful playoffs, D'Lo needs to average 15 or more points every
Yeah.
game.
When,
Literally,
when
that's it.
the team so far in the series, the team looked the best when everybody was in a good offensive rhythm, everybody was active, everybody was a threat. That
Right.
was the best, that was the best that they looked outside of the blowout game. And so, like you said, Tony, I feel like everybody has to chip in a little bit, do their part, come ready to play. And I feel like, when when other players are playing with confidence, I feel like LeBron taps in. That gives LeBron energy as well.
Exactly.
Like
yep.
when he knows that you're confident, not scared of the moment, able to hit your shots, he can trust you to make good decisions out there on the court. It
Hmm.
allows him to play so much freer as well.
Yeah,
And
and
so,
another point on top of that with that is a lot of I mean we talked about Beasley. If he'll ever hit his shots. We have to look at all the games that Beasley's played
yeah.
in this series. They've looked him off
Hmm.
multiple times. So if you give a shooter a chance to shoot the ball, he'll be able to hit them, but you need to get him in rhythm. You
Yeah.
can't just put Beasley in there and us expect hit the three. He's wide
Yeah.
open. We have to get him shots in order for him to get into rhythm. So I can't be mad at Beasley. I can't because we look him off every single time. If we give him chances to make the shot, we're fine. Like tonight, if he gets those sort of opportunities of every single game we go moving forward, he's going to hit them 9 times out of 10. But
Yeah.
Yep.
we can't be mad when he misses them because we don't give him opportunity.
Like you said, the continuity, the fact that this team has still only played what 20 or some odd games
I
together.
get that from Tony. Tony's the first one and always to always say that.
Yeah.
We need a full off season.
Yeah.
And it's proven.
But it's winning
Full off.
time. It's winning time, and we
That's it.
gotta
I
we gotta
mean,
make it. We gotta make
that's
it
that's an
happen.
off season. That's an off season problem, not a
Yeah,
right now problem.
we gotta make
And
it
hopefully
happen.
we have some time before we're in off-season mode.
I'm gonna change
Hey,
my name. I'm gonna change my name to off season mode.
yeah,
Oh
no, bro,
shit.
don't. No, we
Oh
want to be in
shit.
playoff mode for
Hey, change your name to
until
finals
June
mode.
or
Finals
whenever.
mode.
Oh shit, yeah.
That'll help us.
Um,
That'll help.
crazy night today.
Man.
Milwaukee just that was crazy. They're out of the playoffs. Miami advances. Curry masterclass with the Sacramento. They're about
Man.
to win that series.
You meant Draymond masterclass. That's what you meant.
Oh, I
Draymond did
apologize.
a
Yes,
very
yeah, but I mean,
strategic drawing fouls.
He scored over. He scored. I think over 20 and shot
Mm-hmm.
50% from the field. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Stomp your feet to the beat.
and by the way, if you
Oh,
guys
man.
don't understand that, we have a video below. Just take a look at it. But anyway, let me just finish with this and be done with this video because it's been 48 minutes. It's been a minute, been more than that. Again, when we lose, we have a lot of things to talk and a lot of things to vet. But honestly, they fought all this time to get to this position. Darvin Ham's quote about this is just basketball. I get it. I understand it. Now,
Win, lose, or draw. No one
oh,
No. We're not on that mode. We're not on that.
oh boy,
No.
oh boy. But no, this is not win, lose, or draw. There's no draw in basketball. So
No.
just
I think
so
we said
just understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, just understand that as fans, we just won the W game 6.
That's it.
However it comes, however crazy, however nasty it looks, we'll take it.
Man.
Even if it's grimy, greasy, I can give a beep. I don't care.
Mhm.
I really don't care. I just want, like, again, we were 2-10. We're talking about game 6. There is, let's stay humble and understand that there's context here.
Oh,
But
we've been humble
also,
tonight. They got
yeah.
humble tonight.
Also, for all those LeBron stands, for all those AD stands, for all those Lakers stands, for all those fans out there, understand that this team, the only way it can win is if they collectively work together, if they collectively combined, and if they collectively, honestly, because it's not a solo act. This is a team effort. Literally, forget about the goat. The goat has goat mode for like 2 seconds or 3, and then he comes back to earth. Like it's and same with AD. Like he has moments that he's a top 5 generational talent, and then he comes back to earth. So honestly, it's on Austin Reeves, Dennis, Troy, Beasley, Lonnie, and I don't care if you even put Tristan Thompson, if he's even a corpse, just put him out there. I can care less. Just get it done, even if it's ugly. So again, the job is not done. We move. Game 6 Friday. Join us in our playback. We're gonna host it. You're gonna see some familiar faces. We're gonna see playoff Zen and KB. Again, Zen does have edibles, so he may have one if we hit 30. So you never know.
You never
But
know.
you never know. And also, you can catch us on Twitter. We do a lake show content Monday through Friday, 10:55 a.m. Pacific time or 1:55 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I am an Easter Laker fan from Virginia, which is crazy. The sacrifices I do for this team, so they better sacrifice themselves too and get that W to 6. So again, finals we move. Take care, guys. KB playoff Zen. Appreciate it very much.
Later.
Have a good
All
one.
right, take it easy.
PGM.
PGM. Let's ride.